Dogs have been around people for ages, but to us they're still full of surprises. A wagging tail doesn't always mean your dog is happy, and their smile might not be a grin of joy. In this video, we'll uncover 8 shocking facts that most dog parents don't know. Each one is more surprising than the last.
Number 1. Dogs are not colorblind.
It's no secret that a dog's sense of smell blows ours out of the window. However, there's this lulled belief that dogs can only see in black and white, making the world a less vibrant place for them. But let's set the record straight. Dogs' eyes have fewer cones, which are the parts responsible for color vision. So they do in fact see colors, just not as many as we do. So what colors are those? If you're thinking of spoiling your furry friend with some new toys, aim for blue or yellow. These are the only colors within their spectrum. Now, before you feel bad for your 4-legged buddy, they've got a superpower we don't. Dogs have more rods in their eyes, which means they're practically night vision equipped compared to us. Dim light. No problem for your pup. But when it comes to spotting the finer details like that tiny treat in front of them, that's where they might need a little help. It's not that they're ignoring it, their eyes are just better at picking up movement, thanks to their hunter ancestors.
Number 2. Dogs have a paw preference.
Just like you have a preferred hand for grabbing a fork, a pen, or a door handle, so do dogs. It all comes down to their brain, which is organized similarly to ours, with each hemisphere handling different tasks. You might be a part of the majority who are right-handed, but in the dog world, things are a bit more balanced. There isn't a dominant paw preference across the board. Some dogs are righties, some are lefties, and many can switch paw without a hitch, making them the ambidextrous athletes of the canine realm. So how do we figure out which paw a dog prefers? One popular method is Kong toys stuffed with treats, as they try to get the goodies out. Researchers note which pole they use to hold the toy. It's a bit like watching someone tackle a tricky jar of pickles, but that's not the only way to test paw preference. The first stepping test observes which paw a dog leads with when starting to walk. Interestingly, these tests have shown that paw preference can reflect more than just which paw a dog likes to use. It might even influence their personality and behavior. For instance, some studies suggest that left paw dogs might be a tad more wary around strangers, while right paw dogs could excel in training programs like those for guide dogs.
Number 3. Can dogs solve math problems?
It's a question that might sound like the setup for a joke, but the answer is more fascinating than you might think. Using treats hidden behind a screen, researchers showed a basic calculation to dogs like 1 + 1 = 2. The treats were manipulated to sometimes reveal an unexpected number like 3. When the number of treats matched their anticipation, they looked as long as they did at the start, but if the treats defied their expectations, the dogs lingered longer on the unexpected outcome. While we're not suggesting you hand over your tax to your dog, this research opens up fascinating possibilities about the cognitive abilities of our furry friends.
Number 4. Are dogs actually prone to jealousy?
There's actually some research that points in that direction, though it's still pretty new territory. For instance, in one study, dogs were introduced to different things: a stuffed dog that seemed like another pet, something they didn't recognize, and a plain old book. What happened when the dogs act differently around the stuffed dog? They looked at it more, poked it, and even got a bit snappy. But here's the catch. Some folks think that the dogs were just trying to be the boss, protect their owner, have some fun, or they were just bored. So is your furry friend green with envy, or is there something else going on? It's still up in the air.
Number 5. Why do dog paws smell like this food?
Ever noticed your dog's paws kind of smell like Fritos? Yep, you're not alone. It's so common there's even a nickname for it: Frito feet. So what's behind this snacky scent? It's all about the tiny little guests living on your dog's skin, trillions of bacteria and fungi to be exact. 2 of the usual suspects are Proteus and Pseudomonas bacteria, which are pretty much everywhere in the environment and end up hanging out on your dog too. They're harmless though, just part of the big busy world of microbes on your pup's skin. Since dogs don't wear shoes, their paws pick up all kinds of stuff during the day, and then there's the licking. Yeah, they add even more microbes that way. Dogs also sweat through their paws, and that warm, damp environment is like a cozy little microbe hotel. Perfect for brewing up that unique yeasty corn chip smell.
Number 6. Are wet paw prints a sign of sweating?
Dogs have two types of sweat glands, merocrine and apocrine. The meron glands are found in their paw pads and work somewhat like our sweat glands, helping to cool dogs down by sweating through their pies. But that's not the only trick they have. The apocrine glands are all over their body and produce a different kind of sweat that's not really for cooling off. Instead, this sweat is packed with scent pheromones that are super important for dogs to communicate and recognize each other. Now, while a bit of paw sweat does help, dogs mainly rely on panting to chill out. When they pant, the moisture on their tongue and in their lungs evaporates, which helps lower their body temperature. It's kind of like how we cool down when our sweat evaporates, and never noticed a dog leaving wet paw prints even though they haven't been near water. That might be stress sweating to help them get a better grip and make a quick getaway from whatever is worrying them. Thankfully, this usually stops once the stressful moment is over.
Number 7. Dogs' incredible sixth sense.
When it comes to doing their business, dogs have their own peculiar rituals. Yep, it's not just about finding the perfect spot. It might also be about lining up with the Earth's magnetic field. Studies have looked at how dogs orient themselves when they're taking a bathroom break, and the findings are pretty interesting. Turns out when the magnetic field was calm, dogs showed a pretty strong preference for lining up north-south while doing their number twos, and this wasn't just a random thing for a few dogs. It was a significant trend seen across the board.
So what does this mean?
Well, it's not totally clear why dogs do this, but it could be part of their incredible array of senses. They might be tapping into the Earth's magnetic field, using it to guide their orientation even for something as everyday as going to the bathroom. Pretty wild, right?
Number 8. The secret of dog emotions.
When you see a dog with its mouth curled up, it might look like they're smiling, just like humans do when we're happy. But sometimes what seems like a smile can actually mean something quite different. Dogs might bare their teeth in a way that looks like a smile, but in dog language it can be a warning sign telling others to back off. It's all about context. For example, if a dog's body is tense or they're showing other signs of aggression, what looks like a smile could actually be a signal that they're not feeling friendly. But yes, dogs can smile when they're happy too. Researchers have done some pretty cool studies to understand dog expressions better. They used color tags to track how dogs move their faces, and high-speed cameras to catch every little expression. Through this, they found that dogs can show emotions like happiness, sadness, fear, and surprise with their facial movements. One telltale sign of a genuine happy smile is when a dog's eyebrows, especially on the left side, go up.
Are dogs sorry for destroying a shoe or stealing a forbidden treat?
Do they even want to apologize, or are those puppy eyes just for show?
Thank you for watching this video. Check out this video and be sure to subscribe to our channel and join our community. This is CanineCine channel.